started off breakdancing, man. That's where it all happened, you know, a little of this, a little of that, and I did that, and then I dipped and dabbed in the rhyming a little bit. So realized that wasn't exactly my thing, you know. So I was just like, I started digging in records and stuff like that, and just started making beats little by little. Started working with a few people, but majority of it, man, it's just like people that inspired me, man. I'm gonna have to say Pete Rock. I was listening to Premier, Easy Mo B. You know, these are the guys that inspired me, man. When I started, I was working with Shabaam Sahdeeq.
And he's partially from Jersey. He's like a transplant, right?
Yeah, you know what? He moved over here, and we wound up going to school together in high school. So at the time, he was the one I was doing a lot of demo work with, and you could kind of say polishing up my skills. He already skill-wise, rhyming, he was tight with it.
So that was the first MC you took under the wing, like you went, or you started to work?
I mean, pretty much, yeah. I was working with him, and then what wound up happening is he was working with this guy named Mark Spark. And Mark Spark actually came down here with Shabaam and Spinderella. And what wound up happening is when he came down, he left the SP down here for me. And then he was just like, yo, Nick, man. He said, here's the SP, make a beat for Spinderella. And, you know, and then, yo, you'll wind up getting put on, man. So just do that. I'm like, yo, man, I don't even know how to use this thing, man. What am I supposed to do with it? So he left it down here a whole night, figured it out. But then after that, what wound up happening is I got more in depth with working with Shabaam, Shadowz In da Dark. And then I wound up stumbling across the Dwellers, you know. So when the Dwellers came, I had all these beats done up. I was really getting into the SP, and Cellar Dwellers wound up coming down here just to do their demo. I wound up just recording them. And then while the sessions were pretty much done, I would sneak a beat or two in, you know, try to, you know, get the little, you know, plug or try to get a track on whatever they were working on. I didn't even know they were working on trying to get
This is before they were on Loud.
Way before they were on Loud. They were working with Aunt Danny from Lyricist Lounge. And matter of fact, they were coming down here recording. And they were like, can I bring the group down here? You know, the Cellar Dwellers, you know, because we were trying to work on getting them a deal. So that's what happened. And we wound up doing... They wound up picking up a beat from me called "We Got It Him." Well, the song "We Got It Him," but not the version that's on the album. It was another version that nobody ever heard. So we wound up doing that, and then that's how I wound up getting tied in with them. And then I wound up going to Mad Skills through them. Milkbone was at the same time I was working with them. Man, I gotta shout my man Fabian, he was from Hackensack, man. Came down here. Loved how I worked, man. I engineered. I did some engineering and recording for him. I probably did a beat for him. Who knows? But that dude, man, got the word out. He loved the stuff so much. He went to Hackensack, shot the message out. That's how Ran Reed got down here. F.O.D. A lot of other dudes that heard about. You know, actually, F.O.D. heard through me through Ran Reed. But yeah, man, it was that dude Fabian lit up a lot of stuff for me, man. As far as local acts in Jersey and real talented ones were coming through, man. So, shouts to Fabian, man. Cellar Dweller Purple Tape. That was my first. That was my first release. We got it hemmed. That was, man. When that came out, I think that was like '94. Cause the album came out in '96. '94. It was the single. I was on the B side. Lord Digger did the A side, The Land of the Lost. I did We Got It Hemmed. It also came out on vinyl too, but when that came out, man, that was big, man. You know what I'm saying? They did it different too, man. It was a different colored tape. It was just nuts, man. That was my first release, but and then We Got It Hemmed wound up turning into the single, man, because Land of the Lost wasn't getting that commercial radio play. You know, no disrespect to the record. The record was sick, but I don't think mainstream radio was ready for that. So We Got It Hemmed took over in the clubs, and you know, and radio. So that was a big look for me, man. Milkbone, I wound up meeting through a group I was working with out of Newark called LSD.
LSD?
Yeah, LSD. So I wound up working with them.
What was that? What was that group? They put anything out?
Well, nah, they didn't really put anything out, but I think they were always opening up for like Naughty or something like that. So, I know they were dealing with KG real tight. So we wound up working together. I forgot how I met them, but they came down. I mean, dudes were nice. So they wound up taking all my stuff over to KG and KG's brother Pookie, and then they wound up hearing the sound, and they were like, listen, man, we want to bring Milk down here. So they did that. They brought Milk, and me and Milk wound up working, man. We did like 3 records, and then we wound up doing some more that are coming out on the next volume. Seller Sounds. But yeah, man, that's.
So is he still rocking now, or is he retired?
No idea. Milk, where are you, man? Shadowz In da Dark. Well, that was Shabaam's brother. And
was this Jersey based, or was it New York?
Yeah, he was out in Jersey too. I don't know. I could have swore he came from the Bronx also, or something like that. But he was out. Well, I know he was out here before Shabaam got here. So we wound up. We were always working together doing demo work. But they started getting heard. Shabaam was putting them on and everything. And there was another guy in the group from Staten Island. This kid named Chrome. So So it was just really an underground group, man, that I was working with.
And it's on it's on your compilation.
So yeah, some of the Seller Sounds. I was working with my dude Mongo Slade. He had came down. He was a solo artist when he came down. Right, Patterson. And he came down. He was working on his stuff. And this guy's real creative with it, man. So I guess whatever it was, he was still doing the solo stuff, but he just came up with this idea for this group, F.O.D. And he brought the guys down, and we just wound up. Man, we did a lot of songs together. A lot. Still stuff that nobody heard.
I think I heard a song called Crazy Jersey.
Yeah, that one. I think that was one of their singles. The first one.
And then there was Mooney D. I don't know if he did solo stuff for you.
Yeah, he did.
But people might know him from the Blaze battle. He ripped up RZA or whatever.
Yeah, he tore a lot of people out in that battle, man.
Yeah, I heard those dudes used to rock like football helmets and stuff.
Yeah, they were rocking actually Army
throwing
helmets.
Them at, they're throwing them at Shine or something like.
I got a Nick Wiz. Well, see that was a player that wasn't even involved in F.O.D. Man. It was just. That with the way that went down, man, it's just somebody got caught up in the moment, man. It got excited and the helmet slipped.
Yeah, the Outsiders were involved in that too. That whole melee, it was like a lot of Jersey and New York Jersey beef kind of that night. It was like came to a boil.
Yeah, it was nuts in there, man. When I was working with Shabaam, Shadowz In da Dark at that time, he was coming through. Actually, he came through the day. It was one time he came through for a studio session. He needed studio time, and we worked together. I heard him rhyme, and then he heard some of my tracks. And so as we were going along, this was before I even had an SP, man, SP 1200. He stuck by me, man, and we just kept working together from the stages of using whack drum machines to going to the SP 1200. I started doing all the placements with everybody, the Dwellers, Mad Skills, all these people, and he rolled out. And every time we work with somebody, they loved his stuff so much they wound up doing records with him. You know what I'm saying? Like Chino XL. You had DMX did a joint with him. It was nuts, man. Everybody just loved the kid, man. So we still working together. So
how did Ran Reed get in the studio with DMX?
Well, what happened was Pudgy the Fat Bastard. I was working with Pudge on his album, and Pudge would just bring artists down here all the time, and he was real cool with X. So X came down. He wound up doing a song with Pudge the first time he came down here. Second time he came down, I had Ran down here. And then we all they got in the booth for like a little collabo, man. It was crazy, like a cypher cut. It was nuts, man. So they all was loving each other verses, man. They love you. They got creatively together, man, and appreciated each other. So it was cool, man, the way it all came together. But they loved Rand's stuff, man.
And this was like pre Get At Me Dog, and this is more like when he had Born Loser and he was on Stretch Armstrong and stuff.
But I think he was still dealing with Rough Riders at the time, and it was nuts. I think either D or Y came down with him, but he came down with his wife, and his wife was like, "Yo, man, you need to work with Nick, man." And then we wound up doing some stuff, but then he just exploded, man, and here he is, DMX, Get At Me Dog, you know? And then you couldn't get at him after that, you know? So, but it was all good. Still my dude, man. Love the cat, man. Real talented, man. Chino XL. How did that happen? I think that happened through, I'm going to be honest with you, it happened through Main 1. I was dealing with Main, and I wound up doing that remix.
What was that? Hey, that joint?
I don't even, man, be honest with you, I don't even remember the joint, man. I don't remember the title, but I did a joint where I remixed something with him and Chino on it. And I guess somehow, some way, they wound up finding me, and then Chino came down here with his A&R, and then we did a record that day he came down, and then it just kept going after that, man. And then I wound up doing 9 songs on I Told You So. Mm-hmm. So I had like bulk of the album. Dan Charnas, man. That's who brought Chino down to my house, man. Classic. We just mentioned his name, man. It's just memories, brother. Woo. Dan Charnas, man. That's my guy, man. He did a lot of interludes on Chino's album, too. Just listen to the voice. Put it all together. Darc Mind, yes.
There's an MC Kev Rock, and I think his name's X-Ray now, who's down with MF Doom and those cats, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Be honest with you, man. I know Kev. Kev. I don't remember the DJ.
I think he's got the illest voice in hip hop, personally. Like one of the illest voices. It's like,
tell you something, man. Kev got the illest voice, but he's a smart dude.
Oh, yeah.
When he spit, it's just pronunciation. I mean, it sound like listen, man. How do you spell that word, man? Like, but he's incredible, man. The way he flows. He looked like Pete Rock, man. He looks like the rapping Pete Rock, man, straight up. And, it's crazy, man. He's dope, man. Classic voice. Flow is sick. I did maybe 3 records with him.
Nice.
2, actually one, The Outside Looking In, and then another one that I released on my Cellar Sounds, Volume 1. So, and then I have another one with Kev Rock, man. It's an ill dude. Lady Luck, man. Oh, man, I forgot. My apologies. That's like my little sis, man. Work with Lady Luck, too, man. We had a song called, actually, Lady Luck. I did for her when she was signed to Def Jam. And wound up doing the record. Reason why we got on Lady Luck, man, is because we were talking about Troy Hightower, man. I know you want me to talk about Troy, man. Troy wound up mixing like 2 records for me on The Dwellers. And then Troy gave me my big break when he didn't mix Advance the Boardwalk the right way, man. So shout out to Troy Shelton, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that's my dude. Nah, he a good dude. He nice with his mixing, but it's just like, I got this. I'm real picky when it comes to my stuff, man. So, if it doesn't sound right, man, I got to do it myself. And that's what I wound up doing, man. So shout outs to Troy, baby. You know what I'm saying? We did a record together, but after that, it was kind of like she came down one time, and that was pretty much it. People come and go through here, man. It's like, but when I get an opportunity, I try to do something with them so I can hang on to something. But yeah, man, I think that pretty much covers it. But there's a lot of crazy artists out here, man, that people don't know about that need to be exposed, but. How it all goes down. Nobody really wants to put that work in, man. That's why these artists out here, come on, man. These South artists are dropping records left and right. I'm not trying to categorize, South. It doesn't matter, period. These guys out here that are just keep constantly putting music out, that's the problem, man. Nobody wants to follow up, man. Be honest with you, everybody that was from New York was coming here. Cocoa Brothers came down here, man. It was just like first, they're like, oh, Jersey, man? Well, man, Wiz, I hope you don't live out there where the cows are, man. I was just like, nah, man, I'm right over the bridge. So when they came down, man, they were like, yeah, all right, this is local, man. This is like right over the bridge. It was like
Connecticut for them.
Yeah, so it wasn't nothing. It wasn't, they love coming down here, man. So once they saw where the location was, you know, if it was further out in Jersey, I think it would be a problem, man. But being that it's like right over the bridge and it's like 5 minutes from, you know, getting into the craziness of New York and the whole vibe out there, they just come out here, record, peace of mind. They get to do what they got to do, and then they go right back home to that city life. The love overseas, man. Yo, man, I love you guys, bro. You guys love music out there, man. Hip-hop, you keep that alive out there. Yo, anybody want to know where hip-hop is? It's overseas. Japan, Germany, Italy. Yo, everywhere you could imagine. Spain, Sweden. Yo, hip-hop, UK. It's crazy, man. Yo, they show us so much love out there, man. Shout-outs to everywhere out there in Europe, man, because... Yo, these dudes got every records that any kind of vinyl I did, they got it. You know what I'm saying? So they support. Love is love, man. Just Blaze out here, he seems to be getting his just due. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's really what you do with it, you know, because, I mean, K-Def wound up getting his shine when he actually did the K-Def and Larry O. I mean, everything else, Marley was pretty much stamping his name on, which, you know, that's just part of the game, man. But a lot of us, you know, I mean, we come from that underground base, man, you know, and if you're doing mainstream, it's a little different. Like Just got a lot of mainstream records, so of course his name always stays circulating. But when it comes to us, you know, we on the low, you know, we do the underground records. I mean, we still get love. The love that we get overseas and everything else is It's crazy. It's just really what you do with it, man. I mean, I'm about to change that too, man. I'm about to do the Just Blaze, man. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to Just. People are going to wind up probably saying that I crossed over or I sold out, but reality of it is, man, it's music, man. You know, the way I see it, it's not hip-hop's dead. Hip-hop's alive. You know, it's good music and bad music, man. There's people doing bad music that never gets heard. Or it gets heard and people don't like it. And then there's the good music, man. And that's all I'm trying to do, good music. So if it's a South artist or if it's an underground artist, it doesn't matter, man. Music is music. I just want to do good music, man. So you got Darc Mind X, DMX is right here. Pudgy the Fat Bastard. Rakim signed up there. He also signed in the corner over here too.
Word. What's that?
Right over, right. It says Ra Says So right there.
I see it. Shadowz In da Dark right here too.
Yeah, Shadowz In da Dark. You got Mark Spark.
Hostile Juveniles.
Yeah, Shabaam Sahdeeq did a little portrait right here. You got Fabulous up in here.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a minute.
We got Coco Bees up in here.
Word.
Dudes is violating my booth, Smith & Wesson, right here.
And this is what he did everything, right? Like,
yeah,
perfect
you got
match.
Fab right here. Fabulous.
Wow.
Fab did a nice little tag, brother. He's, you know, he was an art. I mean, I know he's an artist, man, but, you know, he really got his tag on.